in Abeokuta. A movement of market women brought an entire province to a standstill. Women selling pepper, firewood, and food in the markets. By the end of the revolt, a king would step down from his palace. Under the British colony's indirect rule, the Alake of Egbaland governed through the sole native authority, a system introduced in 1918. Taxes were imposed heavily, especially on women who had no representation in return. Market women were forced to pay special assessments and poll taxes, even while struggling in poverty, for which many of these women were harassed, beaten, arrested, and had their goods confiscated by tax collectors. In some cases, women were even dragged to court with babies on their backs. Meanwhile, traditional checks on the Alake's power had weakened under colonial rule, leaving women completely excluded from decision-making. In 1923, Fumilayo Ransom Kuti formed the Abeokuta Ladies' Club to educate women. But by the mid-1940s, the reality of market women would force it to evolve. By 1946, it became the Abeokuta Women's Union, AWU, a powerful alliance of elite and market women. Led by Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, alongside figures like Eniola Soyinka and Amelia Osimosu, the union's demands were simple: abolition of women's taxes, fair treatment of traders, and representation in government. Their message was clear: no taxation without representation. At first, they wrote petitions and sent letters to newspapers in Lagos, Abeokuta, and even Britain. Nothing changed. In November 1947, over 10,000 women marched to the Alake's palace. They arrived with prepared food, mats, and determination. No turning back, turning the palace grounds into a protest camp. They sang protest songs all night, demanding justice. Inside, chiefs dismissed them, calling their actions an insult to men, accusing them of trying to enter politics. These women were determined, so they did not leave. Refused to pay taxes, organized mass resistance, even trained themselves on how to resist tear gas. Pressure became impossible to ignore. In 1948, the women's tax policy was revoked. The struggle had already shaken the system. Alake, accused of corruption and abuse of power, abdicated the throne, temporarily stepping away from power after a rare moment in colonial history had occurred. Ordinary market women had forced a political structure to collapse, but they were not ordinary. Their voices together carried power and resilience. In 1949, they entered local politics directly. 4 women, including Fumilayo Ransom Kuti, were elected into the Egba Central Council. Their slogan had become their reality.